Okay, so now we have a basic idea, that is how do we work with Redis. So now let's connect Redis using Node.js, and for this I am going to use this package that is called Redis. So let's install this package inside our application. So firstly, let me stop the application here, and here what I'll do, I'll npm install --save Redis like this. So let it install. So it is installed, and now to create a client, that is the Redis client which we are going to use inside our application, what you can do, let's go to our package first here. And to create a client, it is super simple. You can simply create a client like this in each of the files where you require the client. But what would happen there is that it will create multiple connections to Redis, and it's an additional overhead for your server. So what we want to do, we want to create a single client, and then we want to export that client to different files which require a client that is connected to Redis. So let's do it my way. So inside the helpers folder, let's create a new file here, and this file would be called init redis.js like this. So inside this file, what we want to do, firstly we want to require Redis. So const redis equal to require Redis like this. And now to create a client, we can say const client equal to redis dot create client, simply like this. And if you do not provide in any options, it will connect to the client that is hosted locally on your machine, that is running on port 6379, I suppose, and I think that is a default port for Redis. Or instead, if you are running Redis on a different machine, then you can provide in some options here. So we can provide the options here like this. So here we can say the port would be 6379 only, and then the host, that is the host on which this Redis service is running, and in our case the host would be 127.0.0.1 like this, because this is running on localhost. And now we need to enclose it in quotes like this, and now we can connect to Redis. So to see that whether the client is connected or not, we have certain callbacks here or certain events that are emitted. So we can say client dot on, and here we have a connect event, that is when the client is connected to Redis. So the second argument is the callback here, and here we can simply console log that client connected to Redis like this. And now we have certain more events. So there is an error event in case any error happens or your Redis server is unreachable. So this event would be fired, that is client.on error, and here it takes an error as the first parameter, this callback function, and then here we can simply log in the error message. So error.message like this. And then we have one more function, and that is the ready event. So we can simply copy it from here and let's paste it here. And here we can simply say ready client connected to Redis and ready to use. And now we have one more event here, that is the end event, when the client is disconnected from the Redis server. So that would be fired when the client is disconnected. So client.on, and here we have the end event, that is the Redis connection has been disconnected, that is our client connection has been disconnected. So here we can simply log in that client disconnected from Redis like this. And then when do we want to stop Redis? We want to stop Redis when we have the second event, that is whenever we press Ctrl C on our application. So we can say process.on second, and then what we want to do, we want to simply call client.quit, because it will make the client quit from Redis. So this is how we initialize this file. And at last, what we want to do, we want to export this client initialized at the very beginning of this file. So what we can do at the very bottom of this file here, we can simply say module.exports equal to client. And now we can use this client inside any of the files. So let's save this file here, and now let's open our terminal here and let's start the application. So npm start, though we won't be connecting to Redis because we haven't imported this file inside our app.js. So let's go to our app.js here, and here at the top, what we need to do, we need to require this file. So we can say require, and here which file we need to require, and that file is the init redis file here, like this. So let's save this here like this, and now we see that client is connected to Redis, and then after the connection happens, we see that the client is connected to Redis and ready to use. So now we can use this client. So let me show it to you here itself, that how do we use this client here. So instead of simply requiring it here, what we can do, we can say const client equal to require Redis, require this init file here, and then we can simply say client.set, and if you want you can use this in uppercase. So client.set, the key would be foo and the value would be bar, like this. And now let's save this, and now we can also get the value that is stored in this foo key. So for that, what we can do, we can simply say client.get, and here the key would be foo, and we have a callback here with error as the first parameter in case any error happens while fetching the value, or else we have a value here like this. So what we can do, if error, we can simply log in the error here. So error.message like this, else we can simply log in the value here. So console.log value like this. So let's save it, and we see that we are getting bar here because in this key foo, this bar is stored. So guys, this is how we work with client using Node.js. So in the next video, let's use this client to store our refresh tokens inside Redis. So that's what we are going to do in the next video.